In this video, I'm going to talk about and demonstrate how to put together one of these structured improvisations that we have at the end of chapter 2. Because we're asking you to do these sorts of things. So first, the instructions. I'm on page 25, example 2.58. So choose a major key and a common simple meter. I guess that's a little open to debate. I'm going to choose something like 3-2 or 3-4, depending on how you want to think about it. Using entirely stepwise motion, otherwise known as conjunct motion, and no rhythmic values shorter than the beat. So if I'm choosing 3-4, quarter note being the shortest durational value that I'm allowing myself to use. Improvise 2 4-measure phrases according to this plan. Notice the slurs are indicating the plan in this example. Phrase number 1 begins on 1, 3, or 5. Those are scale degrees. That means do, mi, or sol, because we're in a major key. And ends on the downbeat of measure 4 on scale degree 2. All right. And then phrase 2 basically ends on the downbeat of measure 8 on tonic, on do. And then it has variation possibility in it. So essentially, I'm going to start with do, try to work my way around to get to scale degree 2 at that midpoint. What's going to sound like later we'll learn to be a half cadence. That's what scale degree 2 in the melody tends to indicate. And it's a good resting point before the second sort of phrase can kind of take off. All right, so then that consequent phrase will begin. Looks like there's not really too much of information about how that second phrase begins. It just has information about how it terminates, which is on do. So something that we'll later identify as some sort of authentic cadence of the perfect variety. So I'm going to choose a key of E flat major, I guess, and then I'm going to conduct and see what happens. And this is where the fun begins, I guess. Do. All right, let's see what happens here. So 1, 2, 3. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, re. Mi, fa, sol, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. Something as simple as that will suffice. Notice that all I did was go up and down a scale twice. And that seems to be something that worked out okay. I tried to add a little bit of dynamic contrast. Doesn't say anything about that, but I tried. But essentially that's kind of what the gist is of creating one of these structured improvisations. Understanding the instructions is the first objective, and then just basically playing around with it, seeing what you come up with, and then just kind of go for it and see what you come up with in the end.